Welcome back. Hey. I know y'all probably like, this girl, 2 videos back to back. Yes, y'all, but I got something I need to get off my chest today. So, welcome back to the girl who risked it all and left everything behind to travel the world one country at a time. All right, y'all. So, I want to hurry up and get into this and give y'all the rundown because this is something, a very combative conversation that's always had whenever I'm live streaming or just generally talking to individuals. Children. Do I have kids? Do I want kids? When do I plan on having kids? You don't want to leave a legacy behind? Are you crazy? Like, you're only getting older. You're not getting any younger. Are you sure about that? So let's start off. Do I have children? No, I do not have any kids. Zero. Finito. A wrap. Wrap it up. Do I want children? Growing up, I always said no. I did not want kids. Now, my mom used to say, oh, well, the one that always says they don't want kids will probably be the one that ends up with kids. Well, boom, here I am, 32 years old, still with no kids. I know a lot of people, they always say, oh, you don't want to leave a legacy behind. I don't know where we got so hung up in the fact that having a child is leaving your legacy behind. That is the only way that you can leave a legacy behind. To me, this YouTube channel alone will be a part of my legacy. It's a digital diary, digital footprints of, accomplishments, things that I've done, daily life, conversations like this. This alone for me is a legacy. Now, I will say growing up, my mom had me, my sister, and a few other people. We were at her close friend's house, and she showed us a video of her giving birth to her son. I think in that moment, that sealed the deal for me. That definitely sealed the deal for me. Actually, watching that happen was crazy. Like, I was like, whoa, yeah, no, I don't think I want to do that or be a part or anything of that nature. Now, I was fairly young. I would say middle school. I was probably in middle school or elementary school, one of those. As I got older, I remember when I was living in Atlanta, Georgia, I was speaking with one of my close friends, her mom, and I was just telling her, I was like, I would probably be so scared to feel like a child growing in my belly. And the way she explained it to me, it really made me think, like, maybe I do want a kid. Maybe I do want one. And in my previous relationship, we neither one of us had a child. I did say if I was to have children, I would want to share that experience with someone else that doesn't have children, so we can both figure it out on our own. Like, it wouldn't be like no one has more skills than the other. Like, we just navigating it on our own. That ended up not happening. The universe kind of swooped over me and protected me from that happening. I did have a pregnancy scare with that individual, but as I stated before, the universe came through and secured that. So now, like, at the point where I am in life right now, this may sound super selfish. This may sound really, 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 really selfish. But so be it. I can only speak from my perspective, my experience. The way the world is right now and what I desire to do and go about my life, I know it. I never like to say things are impossible, but it would be, certain level of complications in order to do. So I'm a solo traveler. I'm an expat. I like moving around. I like living abroad in foreign countries, experiencing different cultures. I will want the same for my child. I would want my child to be a free thinker. I would want them to not have to go to school or daycare. I would want to be with them, allow them to, think on their own, experience nature, different cultures. I wouldn't want to have my child in the hospital. I would love to have my child in the comfort of nature outside. Also, I wouldn't want my child to be tied down to any of, like social security, birth certificate, and things of that nature. So seeing as if that is my guideline and stipulations in order for me to have a child, I know it's kind of slim to none of that actually happening. So I've decided not to have children. It's not something that's on the top of my mind as a woman. A lot of people think that women are sent here just to solely reproduce, and no. No. Now, I will say recently, last month, I have thought about getting a hysterectomy. When I was in the States visiting my mom, I talked about getting a hysterectomy a lot. I remember having a conversation with my grandmother, and my grandmother was just telling me, oh, you're going to have early menopause and stuff like that, because she had a partial hysterectomy in her 30s. And that didn't scare me off. I was just like, it is what it is, or whatever. So in the States, they were requiring either health issues or that you have to have had at least one child. So I knew for a fact that I wasn't able to receive a hysterectomy in the States. Living abroad in Colombia, I had looked into getting a hysterectomy here. I had scheduled appointments, spoke to doctors, and then I had a very enticing conversation with my mom. And the words that she said just changed my whole perspective. Like, literally. I'm not going to say it changed my perspective of, oh, wow, I want to have children now. But my mother told me, she was like, they're going to take your womb. They're going to take your womanhood. They're going to take who you are. Like, I don't think I never thought about it that deep. I just thought about, I don't want to have kids. And if the cycle can go, let's remove that too. Like, that's what I would say to my head. I'm like, oh, okay, great. Like, cool, let's get rid of it. But when she said that, I honestly feel like that was the universe speaking through her, telling me, letting me know, like, you don't have to have kids, but don't allow anyone to strip you from your womanhood. So overall, you guys, I have decided not to get a hysterectomy, but I don't have the desire to have children. Not at this current moment. I'm not saying that things can't change later on in the future. The hysterectomy decision would have been more permanent with no change at all. But, things happen. You never know. I may meet someone and may feel like, we would be good life partners in raising a child together. So I am grateful that my mom had that conversation with me, because I was literally this close. Here, there was no stipulations on it. So I was like, you know what? I don't have to have one child, no health issues. I could just get it. Oh, yes, we're going to get this today, right now. And it was extremely cheap for the procedure. So, but once having that conversation with my mom, I was like, you know what? She's right. I shouldn't allow anyone to strip my womanhood just because I don't want to have kids. That's what protection is for. And I've been doing great this whole time, 32 years old, without any. If it's meant for me to not have none, I won't have any. But I'm going to leave this in the universe's hands. I just wanted to share that with y'all because I hear that question all the time. People are like, oh, you're an expat, you're a solo traveler, you travel the world, do you have kids? Do you want kids? Are you married? And all this other stuff, you guys. No, I'm not married, but we'll leave that conversation for another day because I want to get into full details on why I am not married. I have been proposed to numerous of times, but I am not married, and I want to give a full breakdown of that. I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. I hope this answers a lot of questions that you guys had for me regarding why I don't have kids and why I don't want children. But yeah, love you. Love y'all.